Yo, what is up, guys? It is your boy Lucidius back in the studio cooking you guys up a brand new video. For those of you that watched my last video, I kind of want to apologize. I wasn't in the best mood, so I feel like the video was a little lackluster. I don't know, the energy was a little bit off for whatever reason. But with that being said, we posted it anyway because I don't give a fuck. So let's get into this brand new video. Now, if you guys read the title, this one's a fucking doozy. This wasn't a specific day. This was like an entire period of my life because, to be honest, I have to tell the story in its full length because that's what it is. It wasn't one fucking specific day. So this was an interesting time. I had just turned 16 years old and I had gotten myself a decent amount of cash from my birthday. And because of this, I wanted to get my hands on some new drugs. I just had a weird fascination with drugs. For whatever reason, you know, I wonder why. But I decided that I was going to buy some street Xanax. Now, unknowingly, I had no clue what I was getting myself into at all, at all. I hit up this one, I'm not even gonna call him a friend. This guy was a fucking cockhead. Fuck you. But he, had a shit ton of drugs. He was a heavy benzo user. So I knew that I could get some shit off of him. And I had a decent little stack of money to purchase these little fucking devilish pills off him from. And you see, this wasn't pharmaceutical Xanax. This was completely fake Xanax. So, a lot of problems with that. I think I've kind of went into detail about the differences in the past, but some of the street pills you get are just horrible. And the drug that I ended up buying was flualprazolam, which is just cancerous, fucking cancerous. If you ever get one of these little pills, crush it up and feed it to some ants and see what happens to them. Their entire colony, they'll turn on each other, they'll destroy each other, they'll somehow cause a fucking earthquake between the tectonic plates. Horrible drug, horrible substance, wouldn't recommend anyone use it. But I had no fucking clue what I was getting myself into, so I went and bought these pills off him on just a regular ass day and ended up taking a pill. And one moment I was there and the next moment I fucking wasn't. I took this pill and a month and a half went by. I woke up like I came to one day and my entire fucking life was in shambles, like complete shambles. My school reputation was destroyed. My friends just were not hanging out with me. My parents wouldn't speak to me or look at me. And my girlfriend left me. So it was just like, damn, what the fuck did I do? And I had to slowly piece together every little thing that happened, and it was fucking cooked. I would wake up on some days and just pop like 2 or 3 of these motherfuckers. I shouldn't have even been taking a quarter, I would take like 2 or 3 of these motherfuckers and then just like rip the shit out of my dab pen all day. And I was just in a brainless fucking haze. And I don't know if I've told this story on the channel too, but I ended up getting the paramedics called on me one day because I went into work completely fucking obliterated out of my mind. I bought a Monster Energy at, the cash register. My coworker was there, tilling me up. And apparently I took a sip of the drink and just didn't close my mouth. I just had like no motor function. And this shit just dribbled out like piss and kind of dribbled onto the front counter. And that's when they kind of knew something was up. My supervisor knew something was up immediately. Apparently after that, I just kind of walked over to the seats at the back of the Staples I was working at and just sat there and just sipped my drink, chilling. My supervisor did get me and he's like, all right, how about we go upstairs, man? How about we settle down a little bit? After going upstairs, they couldn't get an answer out of me for what I had taken because in this state, I genuinely had no memory. Like I couldn't remember the last 3 seconds or I just couldn't remember shit, If I did something 5 minutes ago, oh my gosh, that was like 50 years ago. What the fuck? You expect me to remember that? Like, hell no. Are you serious, dude? I'm on Xanax. Go fuck yourself, So I couldn't tell them what I had done because I genuinely didn't know I had done anything, and they called the paramedics on me. They did my blood work, they tested my shit, they figured out that I'd be all right, And after they kind of figured that out, my coworker drove me home. Bless his soul, you know. Thank you very much if you're out there, Trevor. Peace and blessings to you, good man. Like, I'm so sorry for the entire staff that had to deal with my ass working there, because that shit was so fucking retarded. On another occasion, I was with my friends and drinking hard liquor while on these fucking little devilish pills, and we decided to, for whatever reason, to just go downtown. And I was acting like such a dickhead that my girlfriend at the time like pushed me into a ditch, like fucking full on, all that woman strength right into a ditch. And my clumsy ass, man, I was like a slinky, bro. I had no motor control. I was just a retard. Like, I literally fell like a slinky, bro. Tumbled into the ditch, got back up, was a little bit pissed, but forgotten what had happened within a minute. And we were downtown, right across from the police department. I decided to take a piss on the Mr. Sub window while there was workers still there. At this point, my two boys that were with me, Jordan and Johnny, who I've talked about in other stories, fucking booked it. They just wanted nothing to do with this. My girlfriend at the time, bless her soul, but also fuck you too. That was mean, bless her soul. But she was trying to stop me from doing this, and I proceeded to turn over to her and piss on her. Like, just no motor control. Once again, no control. And I was just like, what are you doing? Let me piss. And I pissed on her, and she was, you know, no pun intended, she was very pissed. But that was just another occasion, you know. And I actually ended up getting picked up this day from my parents, and I had no clue what had just happened. Like, once again, no memory. And I tried to exit the house, and I was like, oh, I'm meeting up with my friends. And they're like, dude, your friends just called us to come get you. You're not meeting up with them. They don't want to hang out with you right now. Like, you're cooked, bro. And I just kind of sat there with a blank stare on my face. I'll try and find a picture of what was actually fucking going on. So if I did find it, this is what I looked like right here. Yeah, completely fucked. Just cooked, you know. That was a good reenactment. And yeah, I mean, on another occasion, I met up with my bar tar dealer at the time, and we shared a joint while hitting bar, or fucking taking these bars. And I kind of remember this because I had to re-up on these little things, so I hadn't taken them yet. I got a joint, and I sort of sobered up and walked kind of down to the lake where I live by, and met up with him, and we smoked this joint while I popped one of these bars, and slowly yet surely my consciousness just fucking faded away, you know. I remember remnants of the conversation. We were just kind of talking about how evil these pills were, and how we wanted to get away from them. So there was like a level of, you know, there was a level of introspection and self-realization during this all. Like, there was some self-awareness, but I was just didn't care. And part of the reason I didn't care was because I was definitely going through some tough times. The fact that I'm even able to tell this story in a funny manner is just kind of shows the levels in which I've grown, because this was a horrible time in my life. I mean, coming out of this, everything was ruined, as I said earlier, and rebuilding from this was just incredibly fucking difficult. Like, man, it was insane. It took me, like, I feel like even now I'm like coming back from it, you know. Like, it's taken me years to kind of make up for some of the mistakes I've made. You know, my friends, that was the worst part. They could not take me seriously. Like, they'd still hang out with me afterwards, but like, my memory was so fucking cooked. Like, I still have this thing where I just kind of forget sometimes what I was talking about or what I was doing in the last like 5 minutes. And that used to happen really badly, and I would completely forget, like, in the middle of a conversation when I was barred out with them, I'd be talking, they'd be telling me this like intricate drama, like, yo, Jessica sucked this dude's dick underneath the stairwell, and I pissed on him from above, and then this guy chased me with a fucking knife and tripped and accidentally stabbed himself. Like, some intricate shit. And after they told me the story, I'd be like, wait, what are you talking about? And they'd be like, oh my god, bro, you are fucking cooked. And I'd be really embarrassed because, like, once again, there was a level of self-awareness during this phase. Like, I knew I was cooked, I just didn't really care enough to put in the work to get out of it. And it wasn't until I got a fucking letter from my girlfriend explaining why she had to break up with me, you know, that's when I sobered up and I was like, oh shit. And I fixed my entire life. There were some funny aspects of this, like, I was at the corner of my school one time where all the degeneracy was happening, and some dude pulled up in a fucking e-bike, like a fast ass e-bike, and my boy Johnny, he was kind of babysitting me throughout this entire fucking experience. And I hopped on the back of this bike and we were zooming, bro, and me in that barred, faded state, holy shit, I was flying. Put me on the Autobahn, like holy fuck, bro, I am going, dude. We're in a BMW coupe going 300 kilometers an hour, you know, like damn. Realistically it was like 20 kilometers an hour, but it felt so fast, you know, felt so amazing. But yeah, guys, to be honest, you know, it might sound funny, I hope that you enjoyed this story, but if you're gonna take anything away from this, definitely don't do street Xanax. You know, I wouldn't recommend benzodiazepines at all. I fucking hate Xanax, you know. Goblin actually recently posted a video talking in depth about Xanax, and everything he said was true. You know, once you do these little fuckers, like, it's forever going to be an urge. Like, I've done a lot of drugs, but I do not crave them at all nowadays. Like, every now and then I'll get a cheeky little craving for like a bump of ketamine or something, or, you know, a cheeky little joint. But if this pill was in front of me, I'm gonna quote him, if there was a Xanax in front of me, I would be fucking drooling over it right now, you know, completely drooling over it. I would totally pop that motherfucker. It's really good that I don't have easy access to these little fucking pieces of shit, because yeah, they're horrible. So please, guys, don't do drugs. I hope you got something out of this story. You might hear some more stories about Xanax, or you might even hear another story of somewhere in between this phase. I hope I got all of it, but that was kind of the gist of it. I fucked my entire life up on these things at the time and had to repair it all. Good learning lesson. So yeah, guys, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.